Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are joining us from. Welcome to Movies webinar on how to launch smart TV applications across 8 plus platforms. My name is Shivashish, and I'll be your host for today's session. Before we get started with the presentation, let me give you a quick overview of Movie. So, founded in 2010, Movie was founded with a vision to disrupt the global streaming market. It's movie today offers a diverse range of streaming products, an entire ecosystem actually that caters to businesses of all shapes and sizes. So whether you are a small business or a large enterprise or our scalable and flexible product portfolio can adapt and meet all your streaming requirements. So from comprehensive OTT platforms to fast channels, from on-demand streaming to live streaming, from audio streaming to video streaming, and from deploying websites and applications for mobiles and smart TV ecosystems, Movie has a solution for all your needs. And our flagship product, Muvi One, has been rated as the number one OTT platform on G2, a trusted software review platform, as you all know. Additionally, our live streaming solution, Movie Live, was also honored as the best live streaming product by the readers of the Streaming Media magazine. And quite recently, Movie has also been named in Gartner's 2025 Market Guide for Video Platform Services. Also, Movie is listed in the Frost and Sullivan report in the online video platform category. So, pretty much that's it about Movie. Now, coming to the topic for today. The way audiences consume video content has evolved rapidly, and today streaming is no longer limited to mobile apps and web browsers. Smart TVs have become one of the most dominant screen for content consumption, and viewers accessing platforms like Samsung, Tizen, LG WebOS, Android TV, Apple TV, and Roku, and many more. For content owners and broadcasters, this multi-platform reality creates both an opportunity as well as a challenge. How do you launch and manage high-quality smart TV apps quickly, consistently, and without much operational complexity? To guide us through all of this, we have with us an expert who truly understands how the multiple smart TV app ecosystems works. It's my pleasure to welcome our speaker for today, Rituparno Sen, a business development manager at Movie. Rituparno blends product thinking with hands-on smart TV expertise to help streaming platforms launch and scale TV apps experiences faster. At Movie, he leads mobile and smart TV app initiatives, working closely with OTT customers to simplify app launches, improve usability, and ensure consistent performance across fragmented TV ecosystems. With a strong analytical foundation and a prior experience in fintech, Rituparno brings a data-driven approach to product decisions, known for his curiosity and deep engagement with smart TV platforms. Even outside work, he helps bridge gap between complex TV app technology and seamless viewer experiences. Welcome to the webinar, Rituparno.
Hi everyone, and thanks for the lovely intro, Shivasis.
Okay,
So,
so before you get started, we have a very small poll that should be visible on the screen for our audiences. I request you all to please fill up the poll. It helps understand our customers better. Over to you, Ritupan.
again, thanks for asking, and thanks for the lovely intro, Shivasis. So, the topic for today is how we can actively support smart TV apps and launch them into under 24 hours in various TV apps platform. So, as the poll already had gone live, there are too many web apps, too many TV apps right now. Which do you support? Which do you care most? And why smart TV apps matter? That is one thing that we need to know. So, as we are delving dive into the consumer-centric entertainment industry, we are seeing a huge surge in the selling of smart TVs. Like Sony, Samsung, these are all popular brands, right? Nowadays, we can see that there are too many new players also in the market. There is Vidaa TVs coming from Hisense that is immediately dominant in the Southern African region, and many, and also the European regions also. Then we have TCL. TCL is making some great TVs. TCL TVs are doing really good. They are at par with, I think, the Sony's benchmark TVs at a great price, and they are gaining increasing in popularity. So why all these big players are entering the smart TV as free when there are that many players? We have Samsung, LG, the Sony, the undisputed kings of this market. Then also the new players who are joining. It's only because the viewers, again, be it any business, ultimately the consumer, the customer is the king, right? So in this case, the viewers increasingly prefer watching content on big screen. They want this whole big screen cinematic experience, right? So smart TVs have predominantly become a primary consumption device for OTT platforms. We can already argue that mobile apps and mobile streaming have already. I think I don't have the actual analytics with me here, but I feel it is around 30% when I last checked. So 30% of overall consumption is going through mobile apps right now, and the TV apps. Initially, the TV apps experience was quite buggy. This is still evolving field. There is a lot to explore. So it is still exploring. We are still trying to figure out how do we navigate in such a big space with minimal amount of interaction from our end. So how do we figure that out? This kind of stuff is going on from big OSs, like, as you can already see that the remotes, the smart TV app remotes that earlier were there, currently there had been some sort of reform. We are seeing less number of buttons, but the button and the usability in the remote, that has increased a lot. So this is an industry that is rapidly evolving to support the consumer needs. So, and obviously the softwares and apps also are continuously evolving to keep par with that. So how this helps in a branding? So you pick any popular giant, you pick Netflix in the OTT space, you pick Amazon Prime, you pick Peacock. Everybody has their own set of tvOS specific apps, right? So this helps you get a better branding than your other competitors in this space, because when you build a native app for that particular specific OS, it gives you better credibility and the end user experience gets much more enhanced. This is the thing that we need to focus while launching for TV apps. How we are going to enhance the end user experience with obviously the challenges and fun to build TV apps that we get along the way. So again, there is a huge number of TV apps right now, and viewers increasingly work on TV. So how this space is going to get managed, because most of the time feel that mobile viewing is making us more distant with our family. We try to spend quality time with our family watching something on the big screen. So that audience is going to get lost if we don't have that TV specific app. And as I already covered, the new technological developments already create this an exciting field, and with time, it's only going to get bigger. We have customers coming to us and asking us that why this thing is not there. We should have that here also. And we increasingly take up the challenge that yes, we should have that here. We have some industry leading new features that even the tech giants like Amazon, Netflix don't have, that we support in our TVs right away out of the box. So this is something that is really exciting, that is really challenging to us, and I hope I got the message covered that TVFs do matter and they matter a lot. So again, why this is such a big deal? There are too many players, too many platforms currently in the market. We have Android TV, we have Fire TV, we have Apple TV, we have Viewed TV, we have VidaOS. Again, LG and Samsung, they make some great displays. There is no doubt about their display quality. But then again, they make their own OSs. So this makes the app development part really tricky. We have to cover all these use cases also, and we have to support the end user basically. So there are different SDKs, there are different UI guidelines, there are different App Store rules. How do we cover all that? There are like uh, let's say let's get into a much nitty gritty details of that. A simple app publish in an app store that requires some sort of development that is difficult for many of these platforms. How do you publish your app? It's one thing to develop the app, then it is another thing to publish the app in these platforms. You need to take care of all the privacy policies that they have. You need to take care of all the little bit of nitty gritties they allow in their apps. And also you have to ensure that no feature is going to get omitted. You don't want your user to have a particular experience in, let's say, Android TV, and then when they are seeing that same experience, say the same content in another, let's say, Roku TV, you don't want the user to have different kind of experiences, right? So the experience has to be uniform. That is our core feature when we try to develop any new enhancement or new features for our TV apps. So moving on to the next slide. Okay, so this makes the challenge part while developing a TV app more tricky. The fragmented platform and tech stacks. So coming from a development, I hope that I'm not sure, but okay, I am just going to cover this in short. So my audiences today would have been really are coming from a development background. So you can see how much different platform and tech stacks cause issues, right? So we have Android TV, we have Fire TV, both support .apk files. But the nitty gritty is the tech stacks that they use, the finer details they use, they may be little difficult. Android OS and Google OS is similar, but Android OS and Fire TV OS, they have this small nitty gritties. They're this fragmented platform. Then comes Apple TV, which has a so totally different build, totally different tech stack that they use. And after a lot of careful thought processes, how the TV app segment is growing, we develop new TV apps for new specific OSs also. Like uh, currently, previously, not currently. So previously we had this support for our Android TV, Fire TV, Roku TV, Apple TV, LG, Samsung TV, Samsung OSs also. Then we noticed that there has been some surge in the segment of Hisense TVs. So Hisense is basically running on Vidaa OS, and Vidaa is also there are some Toshiba and other leading manufacturers that develop their OS on Vidaa OS also. They develop their TVs on Vidaa OS. So we had created the Vidaa OS app also. That is that we have just developed. We need to make the announcement, and I feel that this is a great space to announce that also. So we are all as a team in Movie, we are always on the lookout that how do we support multiple user enhances. So this is one specific use case. There's this fragmented platforms that possesses a great deal of challenge while making TV apps. Then we have these long development timelines. Let's say that we are developing one feature that may be easy to develop in Samsung TVs, but is significantly hard to develop for, let's say, Roku TV. I'm just taking the names for example. So how do you manage that? How do you make everything in sync? So, and there comes this long development deadlines. There is this QA effort involved. There is proper project planning involved for each of these cases. How do you counter that? When individually we try to create our TV apps, there is a high level of dependency in our engineering team also. Your engineers need to understand that there are this many number of players in this market, and each of them have unique set of libraries, unique set of tech stacks. And if we are working with a small team of engineers, then we cannot give everything as per the tight schedules that the modern industry is moving forward with. We can expect like each day we are holding our app from going live. Each day we are losing a lot of revenue. This is how fast the market is moving in the OTT space right now, and OTT space overall, and particularly for TV apps also. So this is a really big challenge that we face, that I hear that our customers have gone through many a times, and they come to us and say that this repeated certifications and app store rejections are the core thing, that's why they stopped building their apps for TV. So it's easier to build something for a huge customer base. For, let's say, we have this Android customer base and we have the iOS customer base, but it significantly becomes more difficult to manage the certifications and app store rejections of big stores. So, like I mentioned earlier, the Vidaa OS, that the app that we have developed, they have their own stores, they have their own publishing policies, they have their own terms and conditions. So how as a individual creator of a TV app, how do you counter that? And you have to counter that for this many pushes. Maybe my viewers, you are already aware of one thing, that Google have recently introduced uh, they have introduced a pretty big change in a policy. They are not going to support the in-app payments from now on. I think it is supported in some countries, but some countries are going to get excluded. So it's basically geo-specific in-app support from Google's policies now. So when there are these many drastic changes in the market, how do you counter that? How do you make sure that your app does not get rejected? You put in all the effort, you go the extra mile, you develop the app, but at the last bit it gets rejected. There is nothing frustrating than that. Again, now comes the big part. We have to test the TV app. Development and QA go hand in hand. We develop some feature and we expect that to work the same across all TV apps, all TV models, and we need to have that bandwidth, we need to have the resources for that. That becomes the significant bit of challenge. How do you counter that? That is one of the core challenges while developing TV apps. Developers understand the core logic, developers understand the business end logic, product managers or product team understand the business end of logic, analysts understand the use cases, the scenarios. But if the feature is not working properly, if it is not tested across all the different TV OSs, if it is not tested across different TV models, how do you make it market ready? So this is one thing that we have heard a lot from our customers. That's why there are this many players, and that's why this is more challenging and more engaging to create some TV apps in this space. So last but never the least, we have the thing that we have to develop and we have to support all the features across all the platforms. How you are going to cover the 360-degree use case? We have developed something for, let's say, Android TV. It's not getting reflected in the iOS space. How do you counter that? A simple example could be that the referral feature that is being heavily introduced in Android space is getting slightly tricky to implement in the iOS space. How do you counter these kind of nitty-gritties? Again, this is a very niche use case. You have to make your app accessible, as well as you have to give the same uniform kind of uniform user experience to your end users. How do you manage that? The syncing of all the features that should be done across all the platforms. So I will just take a quick pause here, and I would ask our co-host Madhusmita to share one poll. The so Madhusmita, you can just share the poll of what all challenges you have faced. Okay, okay. I think we are ready to move. So how at Movie, how we have approached the difficulty of developing TV apps. So the Movie One approach in our, this is our Movie One approach. The Movie One is our flagship product. So the approach is that we are going to build everything natively. We are not going to commit something that we cannot deliver. If we have delivered, we have to deliver. We are going to deliver at a much better quality. We have to deliver it's not just a web wrapper. We have to create the proper OS app. So at Movie One, for our customers, we are going to build the branded native smart TV app. This is our core philosophy always. So single CMS and template management. We don't want to create a mess. How do we counter a mess of managing content across all the TV apps? There should be a centralized way to manage the content across all TV apps. There should be a centralized way of how our apps are going to behave across all the platforms. So this is we have this is our core philosophy while trying to make a TV app, and how the TV app is going to look, how the TV app is going to create the feel of the TV app across the different users, the end users. So at Movie One, we have tried to create this much simpler way. We have tried to create it a simple and effective template management system for our TV apps. You just select the TV app, you just go to the template management section, you just click on the template, and that's it. The same template is going live across all the TV apps that you have. Now, coming to the main part, you have developed something, but you need to integrate the SDKs also. So our approach is to cover as much, if not most, and if not 100%. Our philosophy is to cover 100% of the use cases, but we take small step, but we take quality steps all the time. So pre-integrated SDKs is that quality step. We need to have this inbuilt in our apps all the time. Again, this is a fast moving space. If we are not getting a hold, getting a grasp in this market, the competition is fierce in this space. I believe I don't need to delve too deeper into the fierceness of the competition this space provides. So an app launch in just 24 hours. So once our philosophy here is that once the user is going to um, has made up his mind that I need this app and I need this fast. So we commit, we will be delivering this app under 24 hours. So we have tried to make this as simple as possible. But again, there are some manual inputs. Basically, the how our purchase flow should work is that the user, our customers, need to just give the basic details, like they have to provide the logo, they have to provide how their app is going to be named, they have to provide the descriptions that they want for the app store. With these basic details, that we can generate their own branded native TV app. This is our core philosophy all the time while we develop any kind of TV app. And our platform and our app templates for TV app are platform optimized. We take inspirations from big designers. We try to create as much innovation as possible, and we are always on the lookout of how the technology is evolving in the space, how the little bit of UI UX nuances they are going to enhance the user experience. So how we are always on the lookout of creating a more optimized experience for our end users. So moving on approach, the core philosophy is that there should be no code, not even low code. Our approach is always to be on par with no code. This philosophy is evolving always on the time. Like uh, we have our core USPs are based. Our core USPs are surrounded by this no code approach. We have created our the template selection section for this no code approach. How our apps are going to get monetized, how our apps are going to get watermarked, how our apps are going to get DRM, how our apps are going to get SDKs. There as a customer, our customers should not feel that this is really too exhilarating for me. Or and in this particular space of TV apps, there are 10 big names that I can say in the top of my mind right straight away. So in this space, if a customer or if somebody who tries to build one TV app, he may feel intimidated if there is a coding involved straight away. As a developer, as a coming from a development background myself, I immediately get challenged. I immediately get intrigued with this many libraries and this many overlaps of the similar kind of nomenclature involved. So this centralized way of managing things, there should be no code totally. Our approach should be a total no code approach. Now, coming to the big things, currently our big players and big giants in this space, I could say, and also the innovators, all are on the hunt of added security, particularly in the space of OTT streaming industry. We have seen that there are big projects that don't get the enough recognition, that are not always up to the full front, that are always fail to deliver the full potential. The business growth is always not up to the mark if the security is getting breached. Piracy is on the rise. There has been a ton of discussion on the piracy aspect of everything. How do we counter that? So DRM is one tool to counter piracy. We have our DRM enabled and integrated across our TV apps also. So at Muvi One, we take our customers' privacy and the security of the content very seriously. And the next point, the watermarking, is also similar. So DRM is integrated. Now what? How are you going to counter? So if you're building something for the big screen, it's easier to just do a sort of screen record, right? So one major feature that can restrict is the watermarking. You can already find out who the and you in a CMS, in a centralized CMS, we give our customers the whole holistic approach, how they are going to view this, how they are going to do the dynamic watermarking across their web apps or TV apps. So this is the Muvi One approach basically. So this is a view of our centralized CMS. We have our content management system here for both VOD and live streaming. Same can be managed from here. Then we have this particular section called website and apps. As I already mentioned earlier, this is a no code approach. We don't encourage our customers to come forward and say that, hey, this part is misleading, how do I counter that, I am getting this kind of errors while trying to do that. We don't want that. We want only the seamless experience of our customer to have this flexibility to just put some content and the same gets reflected everywhere. Just put some little bit of customization across the TV apps and the same is reflected all across the TV apps instantly. So this is the part of no code approach that I was describing earlier. Okay, then we have our flexible monetization plans. We have subscription, we have PPV, we have ads, we have hybrid monetization also. We can also manage our users from the central CMS itself, centralized. Our analytics team is always on the lookout to generate some more ideas, and we also encourage our customers. Coming from a data background myself, I always get excited at the thought of data and analytics. So we always encourage our customers that we want to improve the analytics for them itself. So we already have a great dashboard here in the CMS itself, and we always encourage to generate more ideas that our customers want from the user analytics. Okay. So previously we had multiple customers from for us who only specifically said that they want to use our TV apps, but they get confused regarding the like they already have their own CMS built they only want the TV apps. So how we are going to counter that? They already have their own CMS. They already have their own user base. They have already have their own domain running. How only for TV apps, as this webinar is specifically for TV apps, I'm going to refer to our customer needs from TV apps only. So how do you counter if you already have a lot of streaming going on from your own hosted servers and your own hosted CMS? How you can get the TV apps from us? So at Muvi One, we have something called BYO CMS. It's basically bring your own CMS. So with bring your own CMS, we encourage our customers that they can sync and they can put their content libraries directly into our CMS, and they get this whole exposure to our movie ecosystem. We had a lot of customers going forward who specifically wanted TV apps, and that's why they chose Movie One. So this works via APIs and SDKs. Again, sorry, but this we are trying to actively resolve. The usage of this word APIs and SDKs may be intriguing, maybe a little bit of off-putting, but this we have to do because uh, a lot of the CMS that you are going to integrate into the TV apps, there is a inherent need of coding involved, right? So we cannot just walk around the park and say that no code approach is going to work all the time. So in this particular case, we have to accept that we need this API flow from our customers who specifically want the no code approach, who specifically want to host their native TV apps through Movie One. Again, this whole process is really smooth. We have our dedicated help articles. We have our support team always on the hunt to support you whenever you like to, whenever you are trying to do this. But a little bit of coding knowledge, a little bit of knowledge of APIs, how your site is getting hosted, this if needed from the customer space. And once we get this ready, once we have the sync done with our CMS, and sync is really low effort, we just need these APIs and FDKs. There are detailed help article on this. Once we get this, we are committed to deliver the TV app that you are trying to build under 24 hours. So again, we always are on the hunt to create something unique. We cannot just say that we have built, hey, we have created one sort of TV app for this new platform. But how do we are going to experience that? Putting trust is one of the core feature any businesses need to have, right, in their customer. So how do we generate that trust? How do we make sure that we are committing and delivering the same product that we have committed earlier? We can generate some great Figma prototypes, right? We can generate something really smooth, really creative, and really engaging, but that may not get reflected in actual app. That is a core discrepancy. Personally, if I have to say that, that feels a lot of scamming from different cases from I have seen. So at Movie, we tried to cover this use case as much as possible. We want our users to experience our TV apps before they do the commit. So we have created this. We have again, this puts a lot of pride in me that we have our patented approach to the previewing before buying. We can generate, we can not generate, we can make sure that the app that is going to your end, your plate, the customer's plate, is covering maximum number of use cases. It has that dedicated dynamic approach that is prevalent across all our apps, that is also expected from your end. So we have developed our own patented Movie app for all the app stores that we are going to get covered. So in the CMS, if you go to the app dashboard in the Movie One CMS, it's pretty simple. Just create the Muvi One account, go to the app dashboard. Then there is a plethora of TV apps that we have. So this top two are mobile apps. Then we are going to cover the TV apps basically. So there is this Android TV app, Apple TV app, Roku app, Fire TV app, Samsung, LG, and our recent entry into this space, the WebOS app. So in this space, before you make a purchase, you can try out how we have developed this app. You can try out the UI UX yourself. You cannot have the uh, proper customizations, the specific set of customization that you may require from your end, but you get a great looking aesthetic TV app that we already have built. And once the purchase is done, we can do any sort of customization that our customers may prefer for them. And how your app is going to get looked initially. Again, there will be a lot of customization, there may be a lot of other changes required, but the look and feel of the app, initial look and feel, how your content is going to get looked, for that we have developed our own patented approach, and we have named it Muvi Onyx. So Muvi Onyx lets you instantly generate previews of your smart TV apps across multiple platforms, allowing you to review the UI, allowing you to review the navigation, allowing you to review the user flows before submission. Again, user flow is something really specific for, and really a lot of innovation is going in the TVR space, particularly because the navigation is going to get much smoother onwards. So the user flow, you can directly check how we have implemented the user flow, the navigation in our TV apps directly using the Trionics feature. And once you try it, once you try Onyx, you can directly see your own CMS, all the contents that you have published in Muvi One, they will directly get reflected in Muvi Onyx. So you can see how your content is going to get played. You can try out various features like DRM, watermarking, how they are going to get placed. Are they looking good or not? How are the things that one can enhance this user experience? This whole thing can be approached through our Muvi Onyx approach. So last but never the least, we have the ownership and monetization. So the apps are going to get deployed using your own App Store accounts. This is not to be confused with the Muvi Onyx. Muvi Onyx is defined from Movie End for all the app stores that we are going to support. This is basically going to give you a trial of how things are going to get happening in the TV app. Once the TV app for your own user set or your own domain is published and deployed, it's 100% deployed from your own App Store accounts. The 100% ownership of users and data rely with you only. There is nothing, no branding or no slightly putting any movie logo anywhere in any sort of TV app. We always prefer to generate a maximum transparent use case for all our users. So 100% ownership of users and data lies with our customers only. We are always there on the support, but we never reveal our faces. We always work from the shadows. We always support our customers' use cases. And third part is flexible app selection. So there are currently, as I said, that 10 big names in this TV app space that I can say in the top of the name. But our users may not require all our TV apps. They may require specifically some, let's say, six is also a pretty big number. They may require specifically, let's say, something they can see that their customers are coming from Apple background and they want something for Apple TV. Or let's say that they see that there is a Roku TV prevalent audience in their user space. So we always give a choice to our customers. You only pay for what you are going to earn, what you are going to own. So flexible app selection is one of the core things that we support. You may feel that we need some FireOS TV today, and after 6 months, you realize that okay, after Fire TV, we can start for Roku also. or we can start for Samsung TVs also. We are going to start support for LG TVs. So this flexibility is always a core USP of Muvi One. So we always believe in transparency. There is no revenue share, no transaction fees, no per user charges fees. These are all core philosophies of Muvi as a product-based company. So we we take a little bit of pause here. We appreciate our leading global leaders who have really enjoyed, who have really encouraged us to develop TV apps for various platforms. So this is a moment for me to acknowledge them. This is a moment for me to uh, put up my appreciation for them, because at the end of the day, as much as a tech enthusiast I am, as much as it excites me to develop something, as much as it excites us as a movie to support our customers better, if our customers are not going to uh, get proper value from the product that we create, that makes no sense. We can develop some great mouth-watering AI features, but do the customers require that? Are the customers getting value? Are the customers getting business from that? So we at Movie we have really set a high bar of quality for ourselves. We are really proud to have this great set of customers who have purchased our TV apps and who have been using our TV apps for a long time and always are giving us great feedbacks. This is a major inspiration across our whole philosophy of Movie One. So, and last but never the least, we are nearing our end of the discussion, webinar discussion now. So, we have this security management across all our TV apps, across Movie One itself. Our enterprise grade security and compliance is something we take really great pride to say the name. We have multi-DRM, we have Widevine, Fair Play, Play Ready for secure playback across devices. We have dynamic watermarking to protect against content piracy. I had already covered. Then we support geo-blocking, VPN detection to control access by location. We have some more. Uh, we are always on the hunt to see what all new policies are going to get updated across all our major markets. So we are always on the hunt to see to meet the global data privacy standards. So enterprise grade security and compliance. With this, we want to make our customers feel secure. We want our customers to feel assured that their core idea once they start using movie products lies only regarding the content. Be whatever whatever may be the use case, we can start with that. But the content only needs to be the headache of our customers. How we are going to manage that content, how the apps are going to get looked, that should be done from movies end. So, and that should be done from a secured movie end, secured movie perspective. So we are nearing the end of our discussion right now. So let's take a moment of pause here. I have been rambling for quite some time because once I start going on these TV apps, I hardly take a breather, because this is some space that really excites me. And I will just pause here and we can take a quick Q&A session. So I would request my co-host Madhusmita to start the Q&A session now.
All right, thanks, Rituparno, for this wonderful session. I'm sure our audiences really enjoyed it. We have a few questions that they want to ask. Let me start them one by one. So the first question comes from Eric, and he wants to know that you mentioned launching smart TV apps within 24 hours. So does this timeline include OEM app store approvals, like for example Vidaa, Tizen, and WebOS, or only the internal build readiness? What is the actual go live timeline once platform certification is factored in?
So thanks, Eric. Thanks for joining and thanks for being an attentive listener to all my ramblings till now. So the 24-hour time frame that we take, we develop the build by the end of 24 hours. We give you the build at the end of 24 hours. And I can assure you that we already have got the App Store certifications for all our apps. We this should not take more than uh, the required time here, but 24 hours time is generally the time for the build sharing from our end. And all our apps are going live. We have built several TV apps for all our OSs, and before committing anything, we already have tested our apps across all the TV app stores. So you can rest assured that the app store rejection part is going to get covered, and like the app store rejection is not going to get happen. It is not going to happen. We already have taken we have already covered that from our end, and the build, as soon as the build is ready, uh, it can go ahead.
Okay, so JR Junior GMZ wants to know, Roku and some other operating systems are hard to turn on the developer tools with updates. So what's your point on that?
Yeah, so again, coming back to the core features. So Roku is really a tricky space that we as a development team also are on the hunt. We have specific developers for Roku itself. So we are always on the hunt of the new developments in this Roku space. And as you as and thanks for sharing this insight also. So my answer to that will be the specific set of the experts in this Roku space that we have. They are really dedicated. They may be more enthusiastic than me while they talk regarding TV apps, and that may be the solution that we have uh, for developing Roku app. And again, coming back to our core philosophy, the same UI UX that we have across all our apps, the same is reflected in Roku apps also. So the user experience is really consistent. It's seamless. It's aesthetic. It's beautiful, and it's consistent. Again.
All right, I hope this answers your question. The next one is coming from Andreas. Can I create fast channels in the CMS to be integrated into the apps? And can I also add short channels as well and vertical channels for influencers like TikTok?
Okay. So thanks for sharing this. And I am really excited to share that also that other than TV apps, I also manage the mobile apps segment in our Movie One. So as Movie One, we are currently in the process. We are just nearing the door of releasing our own Shorts app, native Shorts app for our customers that they can then do the branding and they can upload their content and they can publish in their app stores also. So this is part of our roadmap that we are going to support the Shorts app, particularly in all our existing templates also. So again, the UI UX, the navigation can be similar to how YouTube in TV works, like the up and down button should maneuver to the previous video and next video. And yeah, actually it should be similar and consistent through like how YouTube has developed their TV apps with Shorts integrated. But yes, vertical player with Shorts is in our roadmap, and we are going to develop this in the coming months.
Okay, the next question is again from Eric. So, Vidaa apps often suffer from limited SDK access, delayed OS updates, and strict App Store approvals. So, how does Movie handle feature parity, bug fixes, and urgent updates on Vidaa, given the developers don't always control firmware or app rollout timing?
Thanks again, Eric. So it's really great question. So Vida, as much as it is exciting, Vida has really some strict guidelines and strict policies that they are not going to relax for any of us, not for Movie, not for other developers also. So we hold a really high bar. We have dedicated POC of we have made some earlier research on VidaOS app also before developing a TV app, and we have made sure that we have followed all their guidelines. I'm particularly interested in VidaOS app that we have recently developed. I'm going to give you one more example. The publish app publishing itself is really different, is the right word here, is really different for VidaOS app itself. Like, you have this centralized way of managing your name your web app, name your TV app across different OSs. Like, let's say for LG TV or Samsung TV, you are branding your app similarly for across, and you are branding your app with a similar kind of description across all the TVS platforms, right? Across the globally across all the countries. But in VidaOS, they give us the flexibility to name however we want our TV apps across different set of countries. So we can put different kind of language while naming TV apps. Just to give you an example, let's say that I want to name my app, let's say your drama. I want to name my app your drama in English, and I want to name your drama again. I don't know. I'm not a native speaker of French, so pardon me on that front. So we can give a separate name, we can give a separate nomenclature for our French speaking audience, and that can be done in Vida store. We can create French language description, French language name, and we can also create like for different set of countries in Vida store we can create a different set of app icons also. So the overall nitty-gritty regarding Vida is quite complex, and we, as a product-focused company, we always make sure that QA has been done properly to counter all these specific set of details. I'm sorry, I may have gotten a little bit round regarding the VidaOS app publishing form, but again, this is just to showcase that we are always on the hunt to understand how things are going to get rejected and how not things are going to get approved smoothly. So you can rest assured that we are going to take that part into consideration, and our developers have really done an amazing job. So that part is specifically getting covered regarding VidaOS also. And
All
I
right,
have to
thanks.
give a
I hope
shout
this
out to
answers
my
your
QA.
questions.
Yeah,
Correct.
Sivasis, just a moment to give a shout out to my QAs also, to our QAs who have done an amazing job to counter the specific this scenario that we are meeting constantly and consistently the standard set by Vida. Yeah. Sorry, Sivasis. Yeah.
Okay, so I hope this answers your question, Eric. We have another question that's coming from Florin. The pricing for the white label is based on the number of devices that we choose to deploy on. And is the price different depending on the features that we choose for the individual applications?
Okay, that's a really good question. So again, thanks for listening to me for so long. So you are going to pay only for the apps that you're selecting. So you select Samsung app, Samsung TV app, you are going to only pay for the Tizen TV OS app. You are selecting only Roku TV, you are welcome to pay for the Roku TV only. And you are selecting all, we are really glad that you are selecting all, and you can pay for all the apps that you select. So pricing is flexible like that.
Okay, I hope this answers your question. We have a couple of questions that's coming from Andreas. So the first one is it possible to generate a web app or a connected TV app that change the brand and template according to the login or the IP?
Sivas, can you come again?
Yeah, sure. It's is it possible to generate a web application or a connected TV app, CTV app that change the brand and template according to the login or the IP?
The brand name we can definitely change, and the UI UX feel also you can change. And other than that, I'm not sure that what would be the right word here. Basically, we can do the customization on the TV apps. We can do the any sort of customized request that you put for us. Uh, we can make sure that this passes through our end, and we also make sure that all the features like DRM watermarking, they are working consistently across all our TV apps. Uh, Post login and pre login use cases, should there be a different UI UX possible? I think I need to check that with my devs, but I am hopeful that that should be possible through a customer specific request. We can do that.
All right, I hope this answers your question. So, if there's another question that's coming, and if we work with marketing agencies, they manage their own ad servers. So, how do we integrate the app with their ad managers for dynamic ad insertion or server side ad insertion?
So again, coming back to the ad section, managing ads is really simple through our Muvi One CMS. There are dedicated apps. There are dedicated places where you can just click on the just submit the URL, and if it is hosted by you, the ad service is hosted by you. It's pretty simple to integrate that straight away in the TV apps themselves. So Muvi One CMS takes covers of all, if not most, the uh, use cases of our customers. So through CMS, the content management system, again, CMS, I may be too familiar with our terminology here, but I believe CMS content management system is pretty consistent across all. So through the content management system that we have built in Movie One, we can do that easily. The ads section, our ads team is always on the hunt to integrate more features in the ads also. So pre-roll, post-roll, you just decide, and it should be implemented readily directly from the CMS itself.
Okay, I hope this answers your question. And I can see on my screen there are a couple of requests for one-on-one consultation. Rest assured, our team has taken the note and will be sharing out invites shortly. So that's it for today's presentation. Thank you all. Thank you so much all for joining. Thank you, Rituparno, for this amazing session. Also,
Uh,
I would request all our audiences to keep a lookout for information on our latest webinar on interesting industry topics and also to showcase some of our product offerings. The next one is going to happen on 28th of January 2026, and it's on streaming and OTT predictions for the 2026. How it's looking for the OTT streaming market. So you can register now. We'll share out details to that also shortly. And till then, have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much.